said earlier, the board communicated that commitment to earmark dollars to make sure we're taking care of the community's investment in our facilities. Just because a bond doesn't pass doesn't mean we would let roofs leak on children.
Well,
And I think that's been strategically, some districts have taken that approach, and we're not gonna take that approach. We're gonna take care of kids first, no matter what. So, there was a second question though, and it was, say it again for me?
Well, if the bond passes, which is great, but like you said, we're looking at 4 to 5 years.
Yeah,
Right.
so what are we
How
doing
would
for
we
growth
handle that?
in the classrooms at that point, while
Yeah.
we wait?
I'll be working with principals, really looking at their projected enrollment and trying to, approach every facility as an individual. We're not gonna look to, run out and change boundaries or anything like that. School communities deserve to remain intact. I was a middle school principal once that hit that tipping point, and we did. We had to take a couple years where we converted a stage into a classroom. And we had a 6th grade classroom that took place on the stage, and then we solved that the district solved that problem long term, and we didn't have to forever, but for a couple of years we did.
What about like those mobile classrooms?
The modules.
Yeah,
Modules.
Yeah, my experience with modulars has been, they're called temporary classrooms, but there's nothing temporary about them. When they show up,
I was just
they
gonna say,
stay
don't we have
forever.
some permanent ones?
yeah, they're used for administration right now, over in
So so in the next 5 years, if Larry came to you and said, I have 3 classes with way too many kids, can I get help in that classroom? Can we hire somebody to come in and be an IA? You would consider that if there were 38 kids in a class?
We're staffed at a ratio, right? And if I'll use Molino as an example, Molino 2 years ago, we saw more kids coming in to kindergarten than what we had projected and built the budget on. And working with the administration and the staff, we pinned down and said, okay, all right, we need another teacher. So I went to the board, and the board, added that teacher, and sure enough, all the children we expected showed up. Whether or not it's a licensed teacher or a teacher's assistant, a couple different strategies in there, but either way, we're gonna need to put the resources where the children are.
So as far as, but kind of back to the modular or not so modular classrooms versus possibly refurbing the white building.
Right.
I mean, I have no idea how the costs would compare. And the white building is not necessarily a quick fix, I'm guessing. If that's something
Yeah, so I
that
don't
we,
know how much a module, yeah.
I don't know where
how
else
much
we
they
would
how
go
much
in this
is it?
school, we don't have a
I
whole lot.
imagine they're quite cheap.
I heard they weren't very expensive, yeah.
Well, can you
Well, that's
lease
what I
them?
didn't
Yeah,
know,
I heard
if it's
they're
worth
fairly
maybe doing a
cheap.
modular versus the white, putting the money into a building that's,
Yeah.
well,
over 100 years old
remember
or
when the
whatever.
earthquake happened,
Yeah.
they shipped in a dozen modulars,
Yeah.
and poof,
Yeah.
they
At
weren't
the
there
high
one
school.
day and they were
They
the
were there
next.
within a week.
Right.
I mean, we were out of
his
school
2
for like a
kindergarten
week.
classes, there was one big enough where there was a door and they just
when I
had
was at the
kitty on
middle
each side.
when it became the middle school, I was I was the first graduating class from the middle school. I was 8th grade when it became
Yeah, that's the
middle
one at Tulliver, right?
school. Yeah. No, the
there's-
top of Leroy.
Oh.
But we had
Make myself a
modular
note.
for the music classes. We had music out in the
Well, there's a
modular. We
modular
had-
at the elementary school too. That's where we had music
But
or
our-
something.
I mean, our school isn't even part of that budget, or part of the bond.
Yeah, it is.
No.
The
The
gravel
deferred
and stuff
maintenance.
is.
Yeah, the
For
Yeah.
maintenance is, but
Right.
they're not gonna retransfer.
Right, but what we're getting at is that, the town keeps growing. We keep getting more kids coming in.
We need a
So
temporary
those
school.
kids have to go somewhere because they're going to build an
If we're
additional
gonna get
elementary
an
school
influx
to
of
house
50
the
kids
overflow of kids.
here,
But if we don't
based
get the
off
elementary
of
school, they're going to have to come
the
to our
apartments.
school.
Yeah.
And we're going to overflow.
Where, do those
And
apartments?
could that
Where do
probably
those
be
apartments
part of
go?
that solution
Yeah.
to what
Here.
you're asking? And I think it's
And
all-
the whole
it's all
complex?
movable.
Yeah.
We're sort of crossing
Jamie's?
one
Sorry,
bridge at a time.
sorry, they're putting
Well, I mean,
into
that's a
development
Band-Aid,
at
but
our
if all you need
place
is a
too.
Band-Aid.
They're putting
Well,
development across the
Temporary
apartments.
buildings
That hasn't
for
even
2
started
Yeah,
years.
where
yet.
Jamie's
Of
house
a
is, she
lease
just sold her house
somewhere
and
on
that's
the
all gonna
blacktop.
be
And
in
Kelsey would
development.
tell people I
Kelsey.
sold it
If
for
that's
the
where it shows up.
That's okay.
Then
They can't put that many in there, right?
it's not, wouldn't be the worst solution in the
Can we buy
interim.
it back and right out the
We're
house?
only
Yeah.
5 of the 25 acres that they purchased.
5 and
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Wow, there's that much acreage.
I was under the understanding that once they got a new elementary school, that the smaller elementary schools would all go there. Molino, us, and Clark's. Is that not the case? We would all
Oh, I hope
remain.
not.
That was the first
And that would
question I
just-
gave Larry.
That would just be in addition, so we would have
Yes.
6 elementary schools
Yeah.
instead of.
Rezone, basically.
Yeah.
We need another.
Then we rezone.
We would all stay, and
That's
then
all.
we would just. It would. divide
we would
who
be able
goes where
to
differently.
Same
right?
more
thing, like-
strategically manage growth here,
Like the
sort of
big meadows to stay in
redistricting,
town
keeping
instead
more
of
of
all the
in-town,
way
in-town,
out.
See, I would rather.
Right.
rather than
Yeah.
busing it out.
Here.
For instance, right
Right.
now, MES is in my backyard, but we go
Yeah.
to Royal.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
How does that work for open enrollment? Or is that way
We
far
might
away?
close it, so it's not
So,
open.
so open enrollment is, I think, I can't speak for the board of the future. My board has been really clear that having parents have an opportunity to choose is important.
I was gonna say
And
that, I
so-
would think that would make it easier, right?
Yeah.
Because right now we're so full, we denied open enrollment this year to pretty much most of our people, right? So maybe
To-
that
to
would make
number,
it
yeah.
easier.
So the new INE build that they're building right now, is that all Rolldale School District too? The new development that they're building right now?
Which
Do you know what I'm
one?
talking
mean
about?
Right.
On
The
Kelsey
news-
Loop,
No.
No,
Over
no,
by
no, no, no.
Mann.
So if you
The
go
newest-
past the apartments on the right, they're building down there
It's
again.
another section
Yeah,
of
there's a
apartments.
whole.
Yeah, that's Stone,
Yeah,
That's still
yeah.
Stone
Apartment.
Place,
Yeah,
right?
yes,
Yeah.
it is still Stone Place.
This is the
Yeah.
other
So
station.
those are
Yeah.
all directed here too?
No, they're
No,
gonna be
I
all in
thought-
town.
I'd have to look specifically at a map.
Tina, didn't Nicholas indicate that it was coming here?
We
He
were told
indicated that it
last
was
year
coming
the
here.
apartments, Kelsey Loop, and then
We're all coming here.
Yeah,
Jamie's place were all coming here.
it depends,
Right.
and Mr. Mann is right, we've gotta look at the actual boundary map, you know, Stone Place 1 and Stone Place 2 are definitely, right now,
Here.
Rural Dell. But see, the new section is headed east, and it's long and skinny going east. And I don't know where exactly that line that went across there. If part of that apartment complex would go to Mall Elementary or to Rural Dell, I don't know.
Once it was all said and done, there would probably be
But there's
something regarding boundaries reestablished, right?
So as I've watched communities go through a little bit of growth like this, they have, different communities have approached it in different ways. Here's one way I've seen a community approach it. That for this period in time, we're going to open this school as a primary grade school, and we're gonna grow it up, right? So K1, 2 is gonna start this school year, and we're gonna allow the children who are 4th or 5th graders at Rural Dell, right,
Stay
to
here.
finish out their time at Rural Dell, and then there's a cutoff point where new families start folding in. So just have to be really strategic, have a lot of communication, and engage with parent groups and community groups so that you're not surprising anybody.
Right. So it seemed like with Big Meadow, they literally just, as a street was built, oh, you're going to this school. Oh, you're going to this school.
well, our
I mean, our
neighbor
whole
kids go to
street
Molino.
is literally
Mhm.
Molino,
Yeah, like
Molalla,
Gunsberger.
Rolldale, all the way down. My
Mary,
neighbor goes to
whatever
Rolldale. My other neighbor on the other side of me goes to Molino. I mean, it's literally staggered all the way down that main road.
Well, when we moved here, I had no idea where my kids went to school, and so I called the school district, who informed me to call Bus Barn.
The bus
said-
barn, that's always the
The bus barn says your house, you can pick the bus up at this street and go
Yeah.
to this school, and this street and go to this school. But whatever you choose, we might restructure them next year.
That's that's the answer I got this year.
And
When
that's
my-
exactly
Wow.
what they said.
When my
You get 2 choices.
when my oldest started kindergarten, we have our
Buses.
current 5 acres is 3 lots. 1 lot was Molalla, 1 lot was Rural Dell. They said, okay, either you walk to this neighbor's house to get the bus, or you walk to this neighbor's. I'm like, we live on the highway, we're not walking to anyone's house.
No,
we'll drive
especially with
up,
those big
but-
old ditches.
So, but then the next year, so I had to do the open. She's like,
Yeah.
either way, you need to do open enrollment just so we know which one you pick. And so we did, and but then the next year it rezoned and we were rolled out regardless. So I guess we picked right.
So what I'm hearing is that there's some confusion or some hiccups in that communication.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well,
And it
Well,
depends
and
on
how-
who you ask at the bus barn on what day as to where you're supposed to go.
Okay, we'd like it to be really clear.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I want it to be really
Yep.
clear that I have the option to.
Well, the other thing I
Because I've
noticed
spent a lot
too-
of time here and I don't want my daughter to go anywhere else.
Well, and the other thing, when I called, and then I got told Rolldale, open enrollment for Rolldale and Molino were off by like a month. So, like, you could, how did that work? You had to wait to go to their open house in Molino. So, like, if I would have picked Molino, if I wanted to do open enrollment and send my daughter to Molino instead of coming here where she was supposed to go, I would have had to waited quite a while to even find out if she got accepted into Molino before I knew what school she was going to go to. The times were
I
off
think
somehow. I can't remember exactly
Here,
how it
too,
worked.
you won't find out until August.
Yeah, but I can't remember exactly how it worked, but I would come here for the open house, and then I would have to wait a month to go to Milano and do their open house to see if I even wanted to
for like
send
a
my
kiddie-
daughter to that
for like
school.
a kiddie roundup.
Yes,
They're all-
yes.
Ours is in April, but
But theirs was like a
some of-
month later.
Oh, that's for
Oh.
like kindy roundup.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's not
yes.
open house.
But
not
that's
open
where,
house.
but that's
I was
where
gonna say,
we
'cause
decide
open
as
house-
kindergarten parents where we're gonna send our
It's like everybody's
kids.
open house is like in August. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
You could
Sorry, I
call.
was
You
trying-
could call though. That you can call in, and
But they-
as long as they're there, they'll give you a
But
tour.
I guess my point was, if I wanted to go check out the Milano school and see what was the best fit for our family, I would come here and do the kindergarten roundup, and then I would wait a whole nother month and go to the Milano one. So I'd already have her signed up here, wait a month, go check out that school, and then if I decided I wanted to go to Milano, I would have to, yeah. It seems like it should be more,
A little
I
more
think each
streamlined.
school does
more,
Okay.
exactly. If it's all the same school district, things should be more done together.
There's a
We kind
challenge.
of like things to be separate.
Well, some things, yeah, but I mean,
And I made note of that just to have some discussion with our elementary principals. Just a quick side note, I think oftentimes I used the Milano example earlier. Until you've gotten through that kinder roundup and
yeah.
it's a little bit of
See what your
a
numbers
roll
are.
of the dice, and we're obligated to have the children who had lived in that attendance area have the first seats, and then beyond that, open to other children on open enrollment. So I'm sorry that it was frustrating for you.
Well, no, I mean, it worked out. I'm glad we ended up here, but I mean, I had family pushing me, Milano, and I was like, but I mean, it just seems like those types of things should be better organized to go together, so you can go to school A, check it out, go to school B, check it out, and then decide, and not wait several weeks in between to find out.
Okay, Danforth, you have the floor.
What sort of impact, or do we know, is the marijuana tax going to have on school fund? I mean, there's a 25% tax on all sales. for
Yeah, there's a
recreation.
dispensary opening up here on
Yeah,
Main
and then
Street.
it's
So do we need some of that?
tango. I just read 4% of the tax is going to go towards
The weed money.
I mean, that cannot be insignificant.
We'll have that
I
for
know it's
bingo.
not wide, but
I am not familiar enough with the intended revenue stream for any public body, but we know that all that money is gonna go into the state coffers and the legislature at the end of the day, but I couldn't tell you if some of it's earmarked for schools or not. Do you know, Neil?
Well, it's not directly earmarked. It's a general fund. They do have mandates from the legislature on drug education and that kind of thing that will take the first tier off. Let's just look to our neighbors in the north, okay, that jumped into this 3 years ahead of us. They now have their bureaucracy so deep in managing this wonderful legalization. Department of Agriculture, Department of Food, Health, and Human Services, and every other department says we've got increased workload now, so we need a part of that budget. They now predict that it's more than 25 years out before their state will net $1 and have any revenue that actually goes to general fund. Washington's projection is now 25 years out
Before schools?
before $1 of all this, and they have a 40% tax on the marijuana sales.
Oh my God.
Here's the other thing that, never mind, this is a whole other political issue up there, but the marijuana growers associations that exist now have a problem with oversupply. And they're going to the state legislature to try to form a commission to generate marketing dollars to increase consumption.
Oh no.
This was a real brilliant intended law, so don't get me
Unintended
started on this.
consequences.
Seems like
We want to promote smoking.
Yeah, but looking for money out of it, we need to plan on what we can see.
I think we better, yeah.
Not count on it, in other words.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, do my people have
By
any
the time our
more
grandkids are going to
gonna go
school,
up in
maybe.
smoke.
before we can?
We can make copies and pass these out as we please.
You can,
Yes.
or you can have some more. I'll make sure Larry has it in white
Yeah.
if it doesn't copy for you in orange, but here are more copies if you'd like.
I can post this video and get a snapshot of that and put it on the Grow Molalla Schools, or is it Believe Molalla School? Is that the Facebook?
Yeah, so what I'm going to hand out now, I'm going to be very clear, did not come from Mr. Mann.
Yeah, it's coming from Neil.
Well, it's coming from the Believe in Molalla Schools Political Action Committee.
Are they gonna do maybe like a community meeting for anybody who
So,
attend
yeah.
and
the
inform?
answer is yes, and if I can have the floor for one moment, if you guys will indulge me and share
Oh, I
me.
love it.
They
Yes,
have asked
we have
me,
Facebook.
I'm not the chair
That's
of
why I'm
it,
doing
but,
this video, so we
they
can put
have
it on
asked
the
me
Facebook page.
to, I guess, ask for volunteers. I have a sign-up sheet back here, but they're looking for supporters to help them with their political activities. One of the things they are hoping from parents clubs is one, possible donation of funds toward this